Your host, Brendan Brown, and today we got another special guest, another gaming YouTuber. His name is Ambient More, and apparently I found him through TikTok. I was just scrolling casually. I said, hey, who this guy is? I just want to check his TikTok, and then he started following me. So I followed him, and I realized his content is really great. Also, me and him are both Christian men, man of faith. I'm a big man of that, a big believer of that. But I'm going to introduce y'all to him, and Ambient More, introduce yourself.
Good, y'all. It's your boy Ambient More. Very excited to be on this interview.
So, Ambient More, I would like you to tell my audience what's your real name, because I never really got your real name. I only got your code name. So, what's your real name, man?
My real name is Morion Steward. Yeah. I usually look at Steward as kind of crazy because when I'm in church, they say stewardship, and I was like, yo, my name's in it. It just something silly like that. But yeah.
Morion Steward, how'd you got started with gaming, and how did you really just find your passion? Tell us your origin story. Go deep. Elaborate.
Got you, bro. So basically, this one YouTuber, his name was Dan TDM. I'm in Minecraft. I watched his modded Minecraft series, and I absolutely fell in love with it. So as a little boy watching that lit a fire under me, and I was like, yo, I want to do YouTube too. So later down the line, I started watching this one dude, which y'all may know, Corey Kinchin, great YouTuber. I really got into watching his content, and that made the fire even brighter. So that being said, boom, Ambient More.
Remind me, when you said Dan TDM, you remind me of my other person I've interviewed on here. His name was Supreme Freshman, if you don't know who that guy is. Brian Yates.
Great YouTuber.
And I personally know him because I personally had him on this podcast, man. And he was actually my first gaming YouTuber to come on the show, to interview. And then the second one I had was his friend. I think his name was called Supreme. And then now it's you, the third guy, Ambient More. But to get to the point there, you're talking about Dan TDM. I was saying yesterday, I'm getting kind of familiar with these names because I never knew who Kai Cenat was until Supreme Freshman told me about him. And I was like, what? And then the second guy told me too. I forgot his name. His name wasn't Supreme. I got the mix up. His name was Z something. I'll add this all out. I'm going to get to it right now so I can let the audience know.
5 minutes later.
That's his name. Yeah, Soul T. So yeah, Soul T was another guy I had on the podcast who was best friends, or apparently close friends, or just normal friends. I don't know, with Supreme Freshman Brian Yates, and man, they both could do some good content, and they both made their own horror games, and so I guess interesting there. And with you like to do gaming, so that's kind of good too. So you already talked about your origin story. So what content do you usually do?
Usually I'll do gaming content, and from time to time I'll bring it back to vlogs, go outside, do a nature vlog, just to mix it up from time to time. But usually if there's adventure, horror, I'm on that 100%, and that's basically where it's all at. Horror games, gaming content in general.
So what do you look forward to doing in the future with your content? Just the same thing, or probably try to level up with some more stuff?
I'm gonna probably keep it the same, but I want to find my own way, add my own spice to the horror genre of content.
And do you want to be able to make your own video game, particularly a horror video game too?
Maybe in the future, but I know that's going to be a challenge, but yes.
And are you currently going to school, or are you out of school, already in college or whatever, or something?
I'm not in school as of right now, but I'm probably looking to go into working school.
Oh, okay. So that's good then. So you just graduated high school, did you?
Yeah, I just graduated.
Oh, well, look here. We got a graduate, and then we got an upcoming graduate right here speaking. So,
hey,
I'm getting there, and you already there. But that's still good that you found your passion at such a young age, while you were in high school. Because you were doing this in high school, right?
Yeah, I was doing this since 10th grade, man. I was just with Squeaky Voice. What's up, YouTube? He's been doing it since 10th grade. And then I couldn't really balance out school and uploading, recording, and editing. So I had to put school first, of course. Then I was able to come back to it, which I'm so glad I came back to it.
Mm-hmm. And while you're doing YouTube, what can you really talk about when it came to balancing out YouTube and school? Was it something hard? Was it something difficult?
It was really difficult because at the time I was playing basketball for my school, and also doing homework and going to school. So when I got home, it was like, yo, it's almost 10 o'clock, parents sleep, and things like that. It was really hard to balance out the two. Well, the three, actually.
Mm-hmm. And when you talk about basketball, was that just something you had as a hobby, or is that something you still plan on doing in the future?
So I wanted to get an offer from a school, but that never happened. I could still hoop to probably drop somebody off. Who knows? I'm a pretty decent player myself, but I'll hoop for a rec league from time to time. I know they're not as limited, but that's really no problem if you really trying to go in there and win.
And when you talk about sports and things, basketball particularly, do you have a favorite NBA team you watch or anything, or a favorite college basketball team or anything like that?
College I'm looking at right now is Duke, because my boy Jared McCain is in there, hoping they bring home the chip this year. Next year, but.
And so that's excellent. And what's your favorite NBA team?
I say the Celtics.
Oh, you're just like my friend, Micah Murray, my buddy. If you see him on Instagram a lot, shout outs to him. He's a big Boston Celtics fan. Me and him had a rivalry before because I'm a big Warriors fan, so they same for you actually too.
They're good,
I know, help y'all out. But do you have any ups and downs with your YouTube career? Not as in during school. I'm talking about as of now in this current era that you're in now of your life doing YouTube. Have you ever experienced any up and downs or any growth or anything through TikTok or anything? And could you give us any advice? What you do?
Yeah, gotcha. So some ups is like we're growing. We're about to hit 1,000. So shout out to the ambience, the community for rocking with me. And some downs is, of course, being called a Corey Kenton clone, and don't really know why, but I just take that as a compliment. I just keep it pushing, and that's one down. Sometimes I'm like, yo, this editing junk. You can be editing for hours, bro. But some days it's just like click and you're done.
That's how it can be. Yeah, I tell you, man, even for me personally, like, doing YouTube, it's been hard. It's been up and down, especially this year. It wasn't how I wanted it to be. And so I had to maneuver my mindset and rethink how I feel and move to just quickly edit again. And how I did that is that I realized for me personally, with me making content, is that how I figured out how to make better content is that I rephrased what I was doing. Instead of going with the same old, I decided to do better things. Instead of making longer videos, make shorter videos. Instead of editing so much, maybe edit a little more, or maybe make the videos shorter so they can edit more. Try to do a little more things and try to do betterment of what I can do to make the content way better. And for you, I think that could be the same thing as well too. Have you ever posted anything on social media or did any more things?
Of uploads, I got a couple of videos coming out, some FNAF videos, and just like horror games in general.
That's good, man. Social media, that's what I'm saying. That really can help out a lot with you getting your content out there. And with social media and everything like that, have you ever networked with any other people or any other content creators, or have you just been to yourself?
There's another gaming YouTuber. They go Late Night Drew. That's one of my close friends. Rico the Kid, the homie Chris, just another great YouTubers that post horror games and gaming content in general.
That's good. And I know what you want to be like I said, you say you want to be a big time gaming YouTuber, this and that, XYZ. But are you interested in doing any other things besides that? Let's say besides not just basketball or anything besides just gaming. Are you interested in maybe starting expanding, like having a podcast? I know you say you were probably interested in doing a horror video game. Interested in doing anything, expanding yourself, expanding your brand, or are you just still going to start small while you can right now?
Probably in the long run, I'll do a podcast, probably just for fun, but that'll be fun to have.
Everybody likes doing the podcasting. See, for me personally, I've been doing podcasts since 2020. I've been doing it before it was trend. Now everybody is doing it as a trend, so more people are tending to just do it as a trend. But how does your day-to-day life be like? Like, what do you usually do on a day-to-day basis?
So usually I wake up, go to work. After I get off of work, I usually make a video or record a video. If I'm not recording, then I'm editing. And if I'm not doing that, I'm making a thumbnail. So just putting together videos.
And for you being a man of faith, I know I've seen you post about God and things. So what do you want to share about that and your experience with believing in God?
So sometimes there's people on the internet that question God and if he's actually real, but they're like more into Satan in a way.
Mhm.
But you have to really ask yourself, where did Satan come from? He's a fallen angel, which means he came from God in heaven. So you really have to, I feel like really people don't really think about that. So
And when you said Satan, I was thinking about how people can be false prophets. When you say about how people tend to say that they question God things, so sometimes those people can be false prophets or either non-believers. What do you want your legacy to be?
what I want my legacy to be, I want people to look at me and I really want them to understand that you can really accomplish anything in this world. All you have to do is put in the work, put in the time, test it, and just keep on going. And I know there's going to be times. There is definitely going to be times where you're down and you're going to be questioning yourself, yo, is this even possible? But I'm telling you, if you just keep on pushing, if you just keep on going, you're going to see that W, my boy or girl.
Yep. But I really enjoyed this interview. And
Me
it
as
was
well.
good having you, man.
So thanks for having me.
You're welcome.